So my next featured artist of the week, we have a global internet sensation with 500,000 followers on Facebook alone. I'd like to warmly invite Georgia Box onto the show. Afternoon, Georgia.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. How's your good self?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. Enjoying the sunshine.
Wonderful. It's glorious, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing.
And thanks for taking time off. I know you're very busy in your music.
No, not a problem at
Great
all.
stuff.
Thanks for having me.
Right, and Georgia, you let's when you first come to my attention, you were done like a little remix freestyle of "One Kiss" by Calvin Harris during the World Cup,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this went viral, didn't it? With over racking up millions of views.
Yeah, no, it went crazy. It was brilliant. I mean, it was obviously it just started off as a bit of fun because myself, I'm into football. I play football, and it's just something I really love. So of course, with all the hype around England doing well in the World Cup, and I think when I wrote it, we were just about to go into the semi-final. So I thought it'd be a good one to rewrite, and yeah, it just seemed to go really well and get everyone together and a bit more buzzing for the game.
Yeah, and loads of positive comments. And did you just do that kind of like off the cuff? Was it just something you just done like just out the top of your head?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, one of my old school friends actually messaged me saying, "Oh, like, imagine doing like an England song to one kiss." And I sort of sat down and thought about it, and I thought, how could this work? Like, how could I change the lyrics on this? So I just sat down one day, and it took me probably about half an hour just to sort of write something out. And yeah, I thought it sounded pretty cool. So
Yes.
I just got on to recording it and putting it out, and luckily enough, it did quite well.
Yeah, so you're on Twitter and you're also on Facebook. You've got over 500,000 followers. That is incredible. That is.
Oh, thank you very much.
And how powerful is social media? Obviously, the medium of the internet is powerful, but Facebook, that is incredibly powerful, isn't it? How you can get your music across to all over the world.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like Facebook's like really evolved now, and for me, like personally, and my journey, it's been really, really beneficial. It allows people to share my music and sort of tag people in the posts, and obviously, the more the word can get out there, then obviously the more it attracts people along to listen to my stuff and help me with my own original content. So for me, it's been incredibly powerful, really beneficial, and something I probably don't think I could have done it without, or if I did, I think it would probably be much harder. But that's not to say it hasn't been tough. I've had to put a lot of work into it, and I do really focus on it like weekly and sort of go in on it. And I'm always trying to interact with my fans on there as much as possible because obviously they're the people getting me to the place I am now. But no, I love it, and it's been really, really helpful for me.
Good for you, Georgia. And you kind of answered my next question. You're very interactive with your fans. Which I'm not going to say like who or what, but not many artists do interact with their fans. And you always try to reply to everyone. How essential is it to have that rapport with your audience?
You know what? In my head, to me, it's not whether it's going to benefit me or not. But for me, it's the fact that they're taking the time out to watch what I'm doing. They're taking the time out to comment and let me know that they like it. And for me, it's really nice to get these comments, and now I've got people backing me. So for as long as I can and for as much as I can, even if I take 2 hours out of my day and just sit and go through all of them, I think it's really important for me to give back to them and let them know that I really appreciate it, because I couldn't do it without them. So yeah, no, I think it's really important, and I love doing it as well. I love getting to know the people who support my music and follow my music. So yeah.
And your fan ranges, are they quite broad in their ages, their generations?
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. I've got some really sort of young boys and girls who comment, like maybe like 13-year-olds, but then it seems that like all my demographics and everything it spreads from about 13 years old to 65 plus. So I mean, it's amazing. It's brilliant to have people of all sort of ages and from all around the world interacting with what I'm doing.
Wonderful. And you have a new single out, which we're going to play on exclusively here on XLR Radio. It's called I Don't Want You Anymore. What's the message in the song?
It was actually really funny, to be honest. I sat down with the producer I was working with, and we were like, what can we write about? And at the time, I'd literally just been through a breakup, and it was really funny because at the time, like, obviously breakups are hard and everything, but I was getting a lot of messages from people saying, oh, are you okay? Like, you must be really upset. And actually, in my head, I was fine. I was absolutely fine, and I was getting on with it. And I just think it's a really strong message to show that sometimes within breakups, like, females, there's a typical stereotype around females in breakups that we sort of grieve and we cry and we sort of lose ourselves, where actually I think females are really strong and sort of can get through it and will get through it, and sometimes we're actually not overly affected by it. So that was sort of the message behind the song, and it's just a bit of fun, a bit of empowerment, and yeah.
It's a great song as well, and it's got a great beat, and it's that's really good, putting all your emotions into music as well. It's really constructive how people can do that. You know, a lot of musicians do that. You know, breakups, like Sam Smith has done that as well, and maybe Adele, to name a few. And you have a new EP out at the moment, or is there one going to be released, or an album?
So I'm actually been working really hard in the studio over the last couple of months now. I'm in and out with a lot of different producers and stuff, and sort of really knuckling down on getting some cool songs done. So we are working towards now an EP to hopefully be released towards the end of the year.
Wonderful.
Which will be exciting, yeah.
So watch this space.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Do you do tours, concerts, gigs? Are there any planned on the horizon around the country?
Yeah, definitely. So we've got a plan, hopefully, for when the EP's released. Yep. What we're hoping to do is sort of put on a big headline show for a bit of a EP launch, where I can obviously sing the songs from the EP and get people down and hopefully come and enjoy the night with me. So yeah, definitely watch this space, and you'll definitely be hearing much more about it very soon.
Smashing stuff. And so on this station, we play all the decades. What has to be your favourite decade and why?
Oh, do you know what? That is so hard because I love all music. Like, I always say this to everyone. When people say, what's your favourite type of music? I can't answer because I just love it all. Obviously, I love everything that's out at the moment, but then I love throwing it back to all, like, the Tina Turner, Destiny's Child, Eternals, you know, like a bit of everything. I like a bit of everything, so that's a really hard one to answer. I think I love things from every single decade.
And that's a great sign of a musician. They like all types of music. You don't stick to one genre. You're very open-minded.
Definitely not. I love it all.
That's a good sign, that is. And okay, on your songs, you've also touched slightly on depression. Was it "Be All Right"? The song.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to the people who feel that they don't have no one to turn to?
I feel, obviously, it's so hard because depression is such a subject that people feel there's a taboo around. But in my eyes, it's an illness, and it's just like any other illness, and it's not anything to be ashamed about. And I do find that if you're going through that, talking is probably one of the best things that you can do for yourself. So if you feel like there's no one around, there is. Just you've got to just find it in you and find the strength to sort of open up to someone that you feel you can trust. And there's plenty of people around, even if it's not someone in direct contact with you, like a parent or a friend. Like, there's so many different helplines and stuff that people can contact, like Samaritans, or you can look it up online, and just there's always someone to talk to, even if it's anonymously. So I would really advise doing that.
Well said and too true there. That's a really good great advice from you. And I've always wanted to ask singers, what's the best way to look after your voice? You know, sometimes singers lose their voice. What's the best way they can look after their voice? Because that's an instrument in itself, isn't it, the voice?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you just got to be careful that you've got to know what you've got coming up. And obviously, I mean, me as a singer, I don't stop singing. Like, all my friends say, like, I'm a human jukebox. I'm constantly singing. But I mean, you've got to be able to enjoy yourself as well. But you've got to sort of know the limits of where to protect your voice and not to obviously be too over the top with it. And I think hot honey and lemons as well is always a really great thing to sort of soothe your voice. And I find ginger really works for me as well.
Great stuff. And speaking about The Voice, I'm not going to name check any of her shows, but what do you think about reality shows in general? Do they find talent, or do you think people can go their own way, the type of way you've approached the organic route, as you say on your website? Do you think a lot of people doing that themselves now with the power of YouTube and Twitter and social media? Do you think that is the way to go your own way, DIY, do it yourself?
I mean, I think it's totally down to the person and sort of the route they want to take. I mean, obviously, reality TV shows are brilliant platforms and they can really help you get exposure. But at the same time, YouTube and Facebook is really developing, and there is a route through there now to get your music heard. So it's really down to sort of what you want to do. I mean, I've found myself personally that obviously working hard on Facebook and YouTube has given me really great exposure and some really good opportunities. So for me, it's worked out that way, but it really just depends on your own journey and sort of how you want to play things, how you want to take things. And either way is great, just it's down to you as an artist.
So in a nutshell, say personal preference, really.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, great stuff. And to finish on a light-hearted note, I hear you're a fan of M&ms, is that right? Chocolate M&ms.
M&ms?
M&ms, yeah. Is that correct?
Oh, I love M&ms.
So which ones are your favourites?
Oh, it's got to be the peanut one.
Oh, the peanut ones, now you're talking.
I love them.
Stuff. Right, and thanks for the interview. I think that wraps about pretty much everything.
Brilliant. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and we'll get your record on now. Georgia Box, good luck with everything, and we'll get your song on the radio now. This is Georgia Box, and new single, I Don't Want You Anymore, exclusive to XLR Radio. Thanks very much. Thanks a million, Georgia.
Thank you.